Hello everyone and welcome back to another Unreal Engine tutorial. In this tutorial you're going to learn how to create a simple landmine, and when the player steps on it, it will kill our character and throw us in the air. Different angle. That's funny. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so open up the content drawer. Let's create a new actor. Blueprint class of actor. And let's name it Landmine. Let's open it up. Okay, on the left side, let's click Add and type plane. So basic shapes plane. Let's name this Landmine body underscore SM for static mesh. Now let's make this on the x-axis 2, on the y 2. So this is going to be the body of the landmine. Click and drag this to make it as a root component. Let's create another static mesh, and this time type cube. So let's go cube, and let's call this landmine underscore SM, or I can call it landmine trigger maybe. Okay. Now let's go to the color, so I can distinguish the color from the white. Go to the materials and type blue, and scroll all the way down. This is the default material that comes with the template. Okay, now let's make this as a default like this. Let's make it to the x 0.5, on the y 0.5, and to be tall 0.1. Now if you go to the front view, now this pink line is the plane. Now if you go on the top, just to show you, this pink one is the plane. So if you go to the lid, this is the plane. Let's go to the front. Now we need to go lid and wireframe. So let's put the trigger of the mine to be up. So that way it's going to lie down on the body. So if you go to perspective, it's going to be perfectly flat. Now let's increase a little bit the performance of this actor. So select this landmine and type cast shadows. So we don't need shadows. And now for the triggering, type collision. Now in the collision presets, go to custom. So leave everything to block, but it's important to go to the pawn and to check the overlap. So when the player overlaps, we're going to create event. Okay, now let's go to the event graph. Now we don't need this, we can delete them. Now select the landmine trigger and scroll all the way down and find begin overlap. So component begin overlap. Now from the other actor, drag a pin and type equals. Now we are going to compare if other actor is our player. So get player character. So if our player character overlaps with this landmine, we are going to create something else. So hold down B and left click to create branch and connect this. Now what we can do is right click and type spawn emitter at location. So this is the explosion when you are going to step onto the mine. So the explosion is going to be on the bottom. So get actor location. And for the emitter, I'm going to type explosion. So I'm going to use the default one. So P explosion. And let's create a sound. So right click and type sound 2D. And this also comes with the default one. So type explosion. Now, how can we kill our player when we step on the mine? Because now when you play the game, let me just throw this in the scene. So if you click and drag on the actor and press end on your keyboard, we're going to snap on the floor. Now when I play the game, now let's see how can we kill our player. Let's right click and type get player character. And from here, drag a pin and type get mesh. So we're getting the mesh of our player character. And from the mesh, we're going to type set simulate physics. So we have to simulate physics and connect this and check simulate. Now we are going to encounter many problems with only this setup. Now let's see what can we do. The body is gone. Now let's see how can we fix this. Back to the code. So before simulating the physics, let's detach this, put this on the side. From the mesh, drag a pin and type set collision profile name. So set collision profile name. And connect this. And connect with the physics. And here you're going to type ragdoll. So the word needs to be exactly the same. If you open up the third person character. Now this is the mesh. We are using this in our code. If you go to the collision settings, you can expand this collision presets. We are using the ragdoll. This one. So collision presets name could be block all, overlap all, pawn. So you have to type the same words. So this ragdoll, we're getting it from collision presets from here. So this is already built in for us. All we have to do is type the same word. And now we are setting the collision to ragdoll. Now let's see what's going to happen. Okay, now the physics are working properly, but we still can control the cameras. Now let's see how can we fix the control of the camera. Now go back to the code. Let's make this a bit more tidy. Now if you want your player to bounce in the air, also from here from the mesh, and type add impulse. So add impulse. So we are adding impulse to the z-axis, which means up. Let's say we can add something like 1000. And it's very important to check this, otherwise it's not going to work. Now let's see how much we're going to throw our play in the air. Okay, apparently something is not working right. Now let's see what it is. I think we have to make this a bit more higher. So let's say something like 5000. So we have to bump up the number. Okay, now let's see how can we disable the camera and all the movement. So very simple solution from the get player character. So from the return value, type character movement. So get character movement. And from here, drag a pin and type disable movement. So you see, we don't need to cast to the third person character. We don't need to use, for example, like this. Cast to third person character, and from here to use the character speed, for example, like this. You don't need to cast to have all this function ready. Okay, so simply from the get player character, we are extracting the mesh and the character speed, sorry, the character movement. Now we are disabling the character movement. The player cannot move, and also we can drag a pin from here, or we can simply copy this, so to make it more tidy, type disable input. And now we cannot move with the player or with the camera. Now let's see in action. I will try to move the camera now when I go to the mine. See, our player went in the air and I cannot move anymore. Let's try one more time. Okay, let me show you the code one more time. And we can do one more thing before finishing the video. We want, when we hit this blue button, let's say this is the landmine, we want to destroy this as if we use the mine. So simply we can do this. So pull all this from the beginning on the side. We can detach it. Now we have to get this component and destroy it. So the component selected, click and drag onto the graph. Now we have option to do like this. For example, is valid, and use this question mark. And from that true, and like this. But there's an easier way, so I'm going to delete this. What we can do is right click on this and convert to validated get. So this is all in one we have just created. So this is the same as this. So is valid, it's going to come from here, the same as if we have done like this, and not valid is from here. And this here is the same as this. So it's much more easier. So before connecting this, we have to drag a pin from here and type destroy component. And now we are checking if we have this component in our game. If it's true, we can destroy it. If not, nothing is going to happen. Okay, so this is some kind of fail-safe. So this node can save your game from crashing. Okay, so I'm going to delete this, we don't need it. Now let's see if it's working. Now when I step onto the mine, I should destroy the blue square. It works perfectly fine. This is going to be it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.